Hello all and welcome back to the lecture series of goods and services taxes. In the previous session we talked about the inspection. Now today we are going to take up search. Let us take up search. Search here under section 67, it has been defined that it denotes an action of a government machinery to go, look through or examine carefully a place, area, person, object, etc. in order to find something concealed or for the purpose of discovering evidence of a crime. The search of a person or vehicle or premises, etc., can only be done under proper and valid authority of law. Obviously, when you are searching any person's place, area, or object, then of course you should have a valid authority of performing that search. Then the second point says the written authority to conduct search is generally called search warrant. The competent authority to issue search warrant is an officer of the rank of Joint Commissioner or above. As was the case in the inspection also, it is the Joint Commissioner or above rank person can only give the in writing the permission for inspection or the search. So the written authority to conduct search is generally called the search warrant, and each and every search should be having this search warrant with the person who is going for the search. Beyond this, search warrants must indicate the existence of a reasonable belief leading to the search, which means that when the search warrant is being issued by the authorities, they should have a reasonable proof, reasonable belief that it should be the case should be further dealt with the search. Now, it happens when such a joint commissioner or the officer of higher rank has reasons to believe that there are goods liable for confiscation, so they can issue the search warrant for the goods in reference to which the confiscation can be proceeded, or the documents, books, or things are hidden which will be useful during the proceedings. So, when the search is going on, there has to be the search for certain documents, certain books, or things, or any proof which further gives the claims that the tax evasion has been done. Now, under the search warrant, let us take up search warrant, and these are the points that should be there in any of the search warrants. First, though it should be under the violations under the act. Like there has to be certain violations, certain things which are not under the like rules, and that has been done. Like evasion of tax is not acceptable at any point of time by the government if that such evasion has taken place. Then the premise to be searched. That the search warrant should clearly specify that what premise that needs to be searched. Then the name and the designation of the person authorized for search. So the search warrant should always contain the information related to the person and the designation that who is responsible to take on the search. The name of the issuing officer with full designation along with his round seal. The name of the issuing officer, like Joint Commissioner or any person above that rank uh, who is authorizing for that search, it should have the name of that issuing officer along with the designation and also the seal of that person. Then date and place of issue, like when the search warrant has been issued, the serial number of the search warrant, that is the identification number of the search warrant, and the period of validity, like for example a day or two or whatever is the time period during which the search needs to be proceeded. Powers of an officer during search. Now let us see what all the officer who is responsible for conducting the search, what all he can do under his powers. An officer carrying out a search has the power to search for and seize goods and documents, books or things from the premises search. So whatever is the premises mentioned in the search warrant that needs to be searched, from that premises, the person who is going for the search can seize the goods, can seize the documents or any books or things which is found relevant regarding the tax evasion under the search proceedings. Then during search, the officer has the power to break open the door of the premises authorized to be searched if access to the same is denied. So this is very clear that whenever there is a search going on, and if the person responsible there is not cooperating in the search process, then the proper officer has the authority to break open the door of the premises, but that premises should be like authorized premise for the search. And similarly, while carrying out search within the premises, he can break open any almirah or box if access to such almirah or box is denied, and in which any goods, accounts, registers, or documents are suspected to be concealed. So, in the same way, when the doors are, when the person conducting the search like you can say is free to open the door of the premises. In the same way, if he finds any almirah or box which is closed and access is not given, then in that case they can break open the almirah or the box that is there, where they can suspect that there might be certain relevant documents or the goods or accounts or the registers that can be found. He can also seal the premises if access to it is denied. This is another option that is available with the proper officer who is going for the search, that they can seal the premises if they are not able to access it. So there will be no entry and exit from that premises. Now, the basic requirements to be observed during searches. First thing that needs to be done under the search process is that it should not be carried out without a valid search warrant. If the search is going on, that has to be under a valid search warrant. Then a lady officer must accompany the search team in any circumstances. Then the proper officers who is responsible for taking out the search should disclose their identity to the person in charge of the premises. Like the person who is taking care of that premises, the identity of the person who is going for the search should be clearly given to the proper officer. To be clearly given to the person who is in charge of the premises. Then it says the search warrant should be executed before the start of the search by showing the same to the person in charge. Like when the person reaches to the premises for the search, then they should show their identity and should inform the person that they are starting with the search process after showing the search warrant properly. And the person who is responsible for the premises, his signatures should be taken on the body of the search warrant in token of having seen the same. Like signing here simply notifies his permission that yes, the search operations can be conducted. And the signature of at least two witnesses should be taken on the body of such search warrant. Witness signatures are also essential. The search should be made in the presence of at least two independent witnesses of the locality. The witness, at least two witnesses has to be there from the surrounding. If no such inhabitants are available or willing, then the inhabitants of any other locality should be asked to witness to the search. The witness should be briefed about the purpose of the search. So the witness should be known that why these searches going on. Then next point it says, before the start of the search proceeding, the team of officers conducting the search and accompanying witnesses should offer themselves for their personal search to the person in charge of the premises. Like before starting with the search of the premises, the person who is there should always be searched physically with what all like before proceeding with the search, they needs to be verified like in the form of personal search also. Then after the completion of the search also, this personal search needs to be done by the proper officer or the person who is authorized to go for the search. And next it says a panchnama, mahazar we call it in generally, panchnama भी बुलाते हैं इसको. So panchnama is a part of a search which should necessarily be prepared on the spot. This panchnama is basically a list of all the goods, documents recovered and seized, detained, should be prepared and annexed to the Panchnama. Like Panchnama is basically the detailed report, you can say, in the form of report it has been prepared, and also any documents, any you can say any goods that has been recovered, any seizure has been done, or any detention of goods has been done. That all thing needs to be mentioned in that Panchnama, and along with all the annexures, along with all the proofs that needs to be uh, that needs to be given for that Panchnama. and it should be invariably be signed by the witnesses, also the in charge of the premises before whom the search is conducted, and also by the officers who is conducting the search. The next it says, after the search is over, the search warrant duly executed should be returned in original to the issuing officer. So after reaching back to the office, this needs to be submitted to the issuing officer with a report regarding the outcome of the search. That finally what has been found out during this whole process, that needs to be submitted with the issuing officer. The name of the officer who participated in the search may also be written on the reverse of the search warrant, which who all have been given this authority to go for the search. Their name has to be there. The issuing authority of search warrant should maintain register of records of all search warrant issued and returned, and use such search warrants should be kept in records. So it clearly says that the search warrants, the issuing authority who is issuing the search warrants should maintain a record of all the search warrants that has been issued, and against all the search warrants issued, what is the return report? Return report means what all Pachnama that has been submitted against that search, and also the search warrant should be kept in proper records. A copy of the Panchnama or Mahazar along with its annexes should be given to the person in charge or owner of the premises being searched under the acknowledgement, which says that uh, this is the result of the search that has been conducted in the premises. So along with that, annexures should be handed over. One copy of that should be handed over to the person in charge or the owner of the premises also, so that they should also acknowledge that what is the proceeding and what is the results of that search warrant. This is it for search. Thank you all. We'll take up new topic in the next session.